Have you ever wondered why a man lingers in the periphery of your life, drawn like a moth to a flame he refuses to name? There is a silent hunger in him, an ache he will never confess, a craving buried so deep in his shadow that even he cannot articulate it. He may call it curiosity, boredom, or even indifference, but the truth is far more primal. He is addicted to your energy. Not the surface-level infatuation of fleeting desire, but something far more dangerous. A soul-deep recognition that you carry a frequency he cannot replicate, cannot control, and worst of all, cannot live without. This is not about love. Love is too simple, too clean. This is about possession and lack, about the way a man's unconscious mind latches onto the light you emit because somewhere in the caverns of his psyche, he knows he is incomplete without it. Carl Jung called this the anima, the hidden feminine essence within every man that he both worships and fears. When a man encounters a woman who embodies this energy authentically, it triggers something ancient in him, a longing to consume what he cannot become. The first sign is his inability to fully walk away. He may leave, may even cut ties with cold precision, but like a ghost tethered to a place of unresolved longing, he circles back. A late-night text, a sudden reappearance disguised as coincidence. He claims it's nostalgia, or worse, that he's just checking in. But the truth is darker. Your energy is a drug, and he is in withdrawal. Men like this are not haunted by your accents. They are haunted by the way your presence once made them feel. Alive, seen, powerful in a way their ego cannot replicate alone. The second sign is his compulsive need to provoke you. If he cannot bask in your light, he will settle for the heat of your anger. He'll dismiss you, challenge you, or flirt with others in front of you. Anything to elicit a reaction. Why? Because even negative energy is a form of connection, and for a man addicted to your frequency, pain is better than silence. This is the shadow at work, the part of him that would rather be your villain than irrelevant. But the third sign is the most telling. He mirrors you, not in the healthy way of emotional attunement, but in the desperate mimicry of a man trying to reclaim what he's lost. He adopts your phrases, your passions, even your mannerisms, as if by stealing fragments of your essence, he can fill the void your absence left behind. This is Jung's projection in its rawest form. He sees in you what he lacks in himself, and rather than face that lack, he tries to wear it like a mask. And then there is the fourth sign, the way he watches you, not with admiration, but with the intensity of a man studying a puzzle he cannot solve. His gaze lingers a second too long, his attention sharpens when you enter a room, not because he desires you, though he may tell himself that, but because you unsettle him. You are a mirror reflecting back everything he has suppressed. His vulnerability, his need, his fear of being unmasked. But the fifth sign, he will never admit any of this. To confess his addiction would be to surrender power, to acknowledge that something outside himself holds sway over his equilibrium. And that is the greatest terror of the masculine ego, to admit that it is not self-contained, that it needs, that it hungers. So what does this mean for you? It means his behavior is not about you, it's about his own unconscious war. The more you try to decipher his mixed signals, the deeper you fall into his labyrinth. But here's the truth he doesn't want you to grasp. You are not a puzzle to be solved. You are the flame, and he is the one who fears burning. There exists a peculiar alchemy between a man who craves a woman's energy and the woman who unknowingly becomes his mirror. An alchemy that transforms longing into obsession, admiration into silent warfare. This is not the stuff of romance novels or fleeting summer flings. This is the realm of primal psychology, where attraction becomes addiction precisely because it touches something far deeper than surface-level desire. Consider the way fire behaves when deprived of oxygen. It flickers, it strains, it claws at the air for sustenance. A man addicted to your energy moves through the world in much the same way. His attention may wane. His words may grow cold. But beneath the surface, his unconscious is in a state of perpetual hunger. He doesn't miss you in the way one misses a friend or even a lover. No, what he misses is the way your presence made him feel. More alive, more potent, more real. This is where Jung's concept of the anima reveals its fangs. The anima is not just an inner feminine aspect. It is the bridge between a man's conscious ego and the vast, uncharted wilderness of his unconscious. When a woman embodies qualities that resonate with his anima, she becomes more than a person. She becomes a living symbol of everything he both desires and fears. And here lies the cruel irony. The more he is drawn to her, the more his ego rebels. To need her is to admit weakness. To crave her is to confess lack. So what does he do? He plays games. Not the childish games of early courtship, but the psychological warfare of a man at war with his own depths. He may pull away just to see if you'll chase. He may flirt with others to provoke jealousy. He might even devalue you, criticizing your looks, your ambitions, your very essence. All in a desperate attempt to dim your light so his own doesn't feel so feeble by comparison. This is the shadow's favorite tactic. If it cannot rise to your level, it will try to drag you down to its own. But the woman who understands this dynamic holds immense power, the power of detachment. Not the cold, indifferent detachment of someone who has shut down, but the serene, unshakable detachment of a woman who knows her worth is not up for debate. She does not explain herself. She does not beg for clarity. She simply observes, like a queen surveying a chessboard, recognizing that every move he makes, every hot and cold fluctuation, is not about her, but about him. And this is where most women falter. They mistake his addiction for love. They confuse his withdrawal symptoms for depth. They pour their energy into deciphering him, soothing him, waiting for him to finally see what they're worth. But here's the truth. A man who is addicted to your energy will never give you the closure you seek. Not because you aren't worthy of it, but because he is incapable of it. His addiction is not a love story. It's a hunger story. And you are not a meal to be consumed. You are a force to be reckoned with. There comes a moment, a quiet, thunderous moment, when the woman who has been the object of this hungry obsession realizes something revolutionary. She was never the prisoner in this dynamic. She was the warden. This is the reckoning, not with him but with herself, with the part of her that mistook his addiction for devotion, his withdrawal for depth, his silent war for something worth winning. Jung called this process individuation, the alchemical journey where a woman stops seeing herself through the eyes of others and begins to recognize her own mythic worth. Consider the way trees shed their leaves when winter comes. There is no apology in it, no hesitation. They simply release what no longer serves them, trusting that their roots run deep enough to survive the cold. A woman who understands her power does the same. She does not cling to a man's intermittent attention like a lifeline. She does not ration her worth against his ability to see it. She releases, not with bitterness, but with the quiet certainty of someone who knows that what is meant to stay will stay, and what is meant to leave was never hers to begin with. This is where Stoic wisdom meets Jungian depth. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and Epictetus warned that no man is free who is not master of himself. For the woman who has been the object of this hungry obsession, these are not just philosophical musings, they are weapons of liberation. Because here's the secret he never wanted you to know. His addiction to your energy was never about your lack, but about his own. The way he mirrored you, that was his soul trying to remember what it had forgotten. The way he watched you, that was his unconscious recognizing a wholeness it could not name. The way he kept returning, that was not love. It was the gravitational pull of a man orbiting a light he could not possess, but could not bear to lose. And now you have a choice. You can continue to be the drug he craves but will never appreciate, the temporary fix for a hunger that was never yours to satisfy. Or you can become something far more dangerous, a woman who is no longer available for consumption. Not in anger, not in spite, but in the serene, unshakable knowing that your energy is not a commodity to be traded for scraps of attention. It is a sacred fire, one that either warms those worthy of its glow or burns away those who would mistake it for something they can own. This is the rebirth, not the kind marked by fanfare or dramatic goodbyes, but by the quiet, irrevocable shift of a woman who has outgrown the need to be needed. The woman who knows her worth doesn't chase, she chooses.